what is up, you guys? It's Tommy here from Saleslucky.com, and today we will be going over our February 2020 book reviews. So I've got 3 books for this past month of February, and one of them I already covered in an entire blog post, so won't be diving too deep into this, but this is Be My Guest by Conrad Hilton. Just an absolute gem of a book. I've got a little sticker on here that says 75 cents, and I don't remember if I paid 75 cents, but if I did, the best 75 cents I've ever spent in my life. There's just a lot of game in this book. Lots of gold, lots of tidbits that I highly recommend checking out. The founder of Hilton Hotels, it's just some things off the top of my head. You know, he didn't set out to be a hotelier. He was a businessman, had his hand in, tried his hand in several different endeavors. Actually wanted to be a banker, but considerably, I guess, into his career, and I think his late 30s, he stumbled upon a hotel by the grace of God, by the grace of God, by the grace of the universe, whatever you want to call it. There's just a lot of wisdom in this book, and I would just say I highly recommend you get this book. You can get it used on Amazon for like $3, and yeah, I mean, the principles in here, are just absolutely incredible. Yeah, do yourself a favor and get this book. Just to share another kind of tidbit from this book that, off the top of my head, there's a lot of quotes in his book where he talks about finding one's purpose and the patience required to create something big, especially if it's a big dream. He talks about, hey, if you're looking to, grow radishes, you can get radishes every 6 weeks. But if you're looking to grow an oak tree, he's talking about his dreams, like having big dreams. Well, those things are going to take several years to grow, and you got to be patient. So lots of wisdom in this book. Go check it out. And he specifically mentions how there's no shame in trying things, doing different things while you find out what you're made to do. And he shares from his own perspective, and incredibly wise words. Again, he mentions many people who took their time in trying different things early on in life, and finally finding out what they're meant to do and what they're made for and what they're skilled at. And he says there's no shame in it, and really helps me, and I hope it helps you as well, understand that there's no rush in this journey and moving towards our destiny and our purpose. Okay. The second book I want to share with you is Linking the Unknown by Dale Carnegie. You probably have heard of Dale Carnegie through his legendary book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is a lesser known book, Linking the Unknown. I think Dale spent like 3 years researching everything he could get his hands on about Lincoln and writing this book. And obviously, you can see Lincoln is one of his heroes, as is mine. This is the first book that I've read about Lincoln, the first biography I've read about Lincoln, and it's just absolutely mind-blowing, the kind of man that he was and the leader that he was, and being able to, like, when he put together his cabinet, he was under such pressure and such stress and such tough times with the Civil War and everything, that he realized to be able to put together a strong cabinet, he needed to put together team members who were really great at what they did, even if they were his enemies. So he would put together, like, his right-hand man and stuff like that, people that actually started out hating him. But Lincoln knew that these men were great in their own right and had what he needed, and was willing to put people that didn't agree with him in his own cabinet because he knew that he needed these people, these leaders on his team. One of those people who detested Lincoln when he joined his cabinet at the end of, when Lincoln had passed, and at the end of that tenure, that same person who hated Lincoln said, thereby walked the greatest leader, or the most ablest leader of men the world has ever seen. So that just gives you an insight into the type of man that Lincoln was, who would put a so-called enemy on his cabinet because he realized that he needed somebody with that kind of caliber of skill and insight, and to turn that person from an enemy into somebody that thought Lincoln was the greatest leader the world has, greatest leader of men that the world has ever seen. Is, I'm sure you can imagine the type of man that Lincoln was. And incredible insights on his personal life, his wife, his loss of his first love, and just how truly it really is that it's the pain that creates the drive, that creates the skills and all the good stuff and all the gold. And it really helps me to understand that nature works in a very interesting way, where it often uses pain and failure to build up a person of success. Again, a lot of wisdom, a lot of insight into Abraham Lincoln. Obviously, one of the greatest men our world has ever seen. And yeah, highly recommend it. This, along with Be My Guest, I give both 10 out of 10s. Here you have the Lean Startup, the third book, written by an entrepreneur in the tech space, and sharing insights about how to iterate, how to look at data objectively and pivot when needed. We do a lot of similar things in sales as well. Whether it's regarding the book on Lincoln and leadership and becoming a better person who we're meant to be, how to be a better person, which is obviously transferable to sales, to books like this, which teach us how to pivot and adjust and read the landscape properly when we're carving out our own territories, or whatever you might have be. Check out all these books. I recommend all these books, and always be feeding your mind consistently every day. If you read just 10 pages a day, every day, what would that mean at the end of the year? What would that mean at the end of 10 years? How would that impact your life? Hope you guys got value out of this video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Cheers.